been a couple weeks since we talked about this team. We had you last week for Pro Day. How's everything's gone the last couple of weeks?
We're progressing, about the way we expect to. I mean, we feel like we've gotten a little bit better each day. I think our energy, the enthusiasm, excitement's been good. We're making a lot of mistakes. We're getting a lot of reps with a lot of people and trying to build some depth.
You spoke about the need for some of the older guys to step up and be leaders during these couple of weeks. Have you gotten?
Yeah, we got some guys that are starting. MJ, he steps up on defense. Donnie Miles, Jalen Dalton is starting to emerge. Andre Smith, Cole Holcomb. Offensively, Bentley Spain, Prohl, those two guys have, you notice them every practice.
Yeah, particularly on offense where you've got so much turnover, is there an upside to kind of just let's keep the competition going as long as we can? Don't let anybody start feeling like they've wrapped up anything and build that depth, even if maybe one guy's a little bit ahead of another guy for now.
Yeah. To be honest with you, it's the way we've done it every single spring. I know you guys never believe when I say that everything's wide open, but it really is wide open. So that's what these guys, that's all they know, is they're competing every single day of spring. Because we flipping guys around every day. There'll be a guy that goes from the third string to the first string. And because he had a great day, he might be right back to the third string the next day, or back to the second. It just they're competing every day at every position for everything. Some guys are winning it every day, but they're still competing every day.
Outside of Bentley Spain, who else on the offensive line has really stood out this far?
Bentley, like I said, has done really well. I think, we're looking for some continuity up there, and we haven't gotten that yet. And, I wouldn't tell you that we're going to have it here during the spring because of the mix match and what we're doing up front. Bentley's played some guard. We've moved Sweet to tackle, Sweet to right tackle, Heck to left tackle. We're doing all kind of experimentation up front with those guys. So we're really not worrying about building the continuity right now as we are building depth and preparing for what could happen to us in the future.
How tough is it to bring in a grad transfer for the dynamic of the team?
How tough is it? Mm-hmm. I don't know. This will be the first time we've done it, but I don't anticipate there being any issues. A guy will come in and get integrated into the team and find out how we do things, and just like a freshman that comes in has to do the same thing. And so as soon as they walk on campus, they become a part of this family, and these guys take them under their wings and take care of them. And I'll expect the same thing.
How much do the younger QBs respond to a situation like that? Are you intrigued to see how they respond to a situation like that?
Today they did the same things that they did 2 days ago. I don't anticipate there being any issues. I think everybody understands we're competing every single day. Nobody's promised anything, and competition's good. If we've got competition, we got a chance to get better.
When you're recruiting the grad transfers, do you stress how there is an opportunity to play, but at the same time it's still competing and earning the spot when they do get here?
Yeah, I've never promised anybody that they will step on this field or step on this campus and be a starter, whether it be a freshman in high school, a sophomore, junior college transfer, grad transfer. It's just not the way we do things. You're going to come in, compete for a job, and if you're good enough to win a job, you win the job.
Is this more of a teaching spring maybe than in years past, just because you had so many?
We hadn't treated it any different. It's because spring's always a teaching thing for us, and it's always about trying to build as much depth as possible because you've never seen a season where 11 people make it the whole way through the season. So you're always trying to build depth, and you're always trying to put guys in different positions to see what they can learn. And then, once we've tweaked some things offensively, we'll go back after and defensively, and then we'll go back at the end of spring and see if we think we can do those things.
When you bring in a grad transfer, especially for like a smaller group like quarterbacks, do you pull them aside and discuss it with them ahead of time, or how do you handle that?
Discuss it with who?
With them, just letting them know that you might be bringing somebody in, and to kind of get a feel for how there might be a reaction to something like that.
No.
You
asked me a question.
No, I know it's good. No.
Yes or no? I don't know what else to. You want me to expand on it? It's just like no, I don't.
What's the process for recruiting these grad transfers?
Same as it is anybody else.
Just find something you like and then go about it the same way.
If you find somebody that's out on the market and you evaluate their film, see what you think. If they, and they're academically we feel like they can be successful here, then we think they can help us win. Then we recruit them.
How early did you start thinking about that being a necessity, or something that you had?
Well, you really
wanted to
don't.
do?
You don't until after the season's over, because you don't even know who's going to be on the market. I mean, there's not like nothing out there that says, hey, this guy's going to look to transfer from this school. So it's you can only do it when the process, when it starts happening.
Does it affect how you go about recruiting quarterbacks these days? I mean, obviously it's happening a lot more often. Good guys moving around.
This is the first time I've ever done it. And I probably did a poor job of planning for this situation with Mitchell coming out. So you understand? I said Mitchell, right?
Yeah.
Said either one's good.
Yeah, I know that. So,
do you like the rule that allows kids, if they graduate, they can move on and spend the last year somewhere?
I don't know. I mean, it's not. There aren't rules. I don't really think about whether I like the rules or I don't like the rules, because they're just the rules.
I understand.
It's like, do you like driving 55 on the highway? I mean, what does it matter? It still says 55. I mean, so
some coaches are a little more open about
whatever the rule is. I mean, I just need to know the rules. The main thing is, if I know the rules, then I know I can comply with them. So whether I like them or not, I mean, it's the same thing when people ask me about, hey, what do you think about the schedule? There's 12 games on it, and we got to play them all. So, I mean, what do you say?
What stands out about the defense, you think, could be the strength of the unit, could be the strength?
Well, I think, the defensive line, we're starting to build some depth in the defensive line of guys with experience, now. So that's obviously going to be a strong point. All of our linebackers are back. That'll be a strong point also. And then on the back end, we've just got a couple spots to fill. And so, we've got some guys with some experience on defense that are back and have been in the system for more than 1 year. So that's a really good thing.
I think Gene probably wisely really tried to get rid of the big chunk plays defensively. As you've seen the defensive front mature and get some experience, is there some hope that maybe you can be maybe a little more diverse, a little more aggressive?
Yeah,
up
no
front?
doubt. We want to be more aggressive up front. We want to have more TFLs so we can put people in more long yardage situations on third down and get off the field. And then we know we got to do a much better job against the run than we did. And hey, I'll be the first one to tell you I'm proud of what Gene came in and what he accomplished in the short amount of time that he had and what he did with those guys. And I think the guys will tell you the exact same thing.
You were in Houston last year. You were in Philadelphia with lacrosse, Memphis last weekend. Why is it important for Larry Fedora to show up?
Well, one, because I'm a Tar Heel and I'm going to support all the other programs, and we got great programs here, and I'm fortunate to be here around all these teams that play for national championships, and when I go, I'm not just going to be a fan. I'm going to learn, and I go in Coach Williams' locker room and I listen to what he has to say, because I want to know. I want to soak up everything I possibly can. The guy's been in that situation a bunch of times, and so it doesn't matter whether it's Jenny or it's Anson or it's Coach Williams. I mean, it's I feel like I can learn something in every one of those situations, and plus, just to show support.
And then the other day, when they did their photos with the hats and shirts, 4 or 5 basketball players came over and gave you a big hug. I think Theo was the first one. What does that mean to you to know that those guys kind of see you in that moment and respond to you that way?
I hadn't really thought about it. Other than I'm there to support them, really, and Coach Williams, win or lose. I hope that they appreciate that I'm there. But it's about them. It's about them. It's all about them. All I want to do is for them to know I'm there to support them and blend in, and I'm not there for any other reason. It's because it's about them.
You going to Phoenix on Saturday?
If I can hitch a ride. So if you got a plane that's going.
You get in your jet.
Well, I don't have a jet, but if somebody's got one that's going Saturday after the scrimmage, I'll be happy to jump on it.
I know you were there Sunday. Did you go Friday and then come back here for Junior Day and then go back? Or
No. I didn't. I just went for that game.
Okay.
You think Luke could make it at tight end?
Do I think Luke could make it at tight end? He was a quarterback.
Right.
He evidently spends it pretty good, I hear. There's a bunch of guys on that team that could play for me. I promise you. There's a bunch of
probably
them.
could.
Yeah.
Oh, when he scored against Texas Southern, he became the second Tar Heel in history to take a snap as a quarterback in a football game and score in an NCAA tournament game. The other one was Ronald Curry.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's digging
I
it.
hope he gets in the next game. You know?
Thanks a lot.